This video is in response to a viewer who asked about cutting celery, and it's fairly simple once you have a couple of tips. First, you want to clean off both ends, and what really trips people up is the hemisphere shape of celery and that fatter end right there. So you want to start by squaring off that fat end, cutting into lengths that are approachable, and then you're just going to start splitting the celery evenly down the center. And as you split the celery down the center, it'll flatten it out and it'll make it much easier to work with. Now, depending upon the size of the julienne or the brunoise that you're looking for, you can keep on splitting down the center, or once you actually have flattened it out, you can also just finely shave it into a fine julienne. Next, if you're going to dice your celery, just put it into a bundle, you know the drill, cross-cut the end just to square it off to make a nice even dice, and using good guide hand technique, you're going to cross-cut the celery all the way down the length of the julienne or the bâtonnet, and the julienne or bâtonnet is just depending upon the desired finished size of your dice. Now, another option for cutting your celery is on a thin bias, and you're just going to do this by cutting in at an angle using good guide hand technique and shaving as thinly as possible. And this is beneficial because you have fibers that run up and down the length of the celery, and cutting them on a thin bias will shorten those fibers and make the celery more tender. And this is the cut that I prefer when preparing my celery for a saute or a stir fry.